You're watching everything you always wanted to know about Excel, but were afraid to ask. This is Lesson 4, Intro to Formulas and Functions.
Now, Excel has two different methods available for calculating and manipulating your data: formulas and functions. A formula is a calculation in a spreadsheet using arithmetic operators. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, any basic math function, essentially. A formula can either use hard-coded numbers or cell references, or a combination of both. Functions are pre-programmed built-in features of Excel which automatically perform some task or calculation. In most cases, a function can also use either hard-coded values or cell references, or a combination of both. I mentioned a moment ago that you could use cell references in place of hard-coded values in your formulas and functions, but what is a cell reference? A cell reference is an alphanumeric value used to identify the specific cell in a spreadsheet. Each cell reference contains the column letter followed by the row number. For example, the fourth cell down in the sixth column would be F4. You can click or select a cell to see its address in the name box here. Cell references can refer to a single cell, for example, B2, a range of contiguous cells. Now, in this case, the cell address of the top leftmost cell in the range, and then a colon, and then the cell address of the bottom rightmost cell in the range is the syntax you would use for a cell reference. You can also reference an entire column or a range of contiguous columns. The syntax here would be the column letter of the leftmost column and a colon, and then the column letter of the rightmost column. Or you can use a cell reference to reference an entire row or a range of contiguous rows. The syntax for that is the smallest row number, a colon, and then the largest row number. All right, now that we've covered that, we're ready to talk about formulas. Formulas are any basic arithmetic equation. All formulas start with an equal sign. You can write formulas using actual hard-coded numbers. Here are some examples. 400 times 3, or 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Either way, you type equals, and then your formula, and hit enter, and the result will appear in your cell. You can also write formulas using cell references in place of hard-coded numbers. For example, here you can type equals C2 times D2, and it'll multiply the values in those two cells. You can also click on the cells rather than typing the cell reference, and they'll appear in your formula. Sometimes a basic math equation isn't going to cut it. You need to do something a little more complex. In this case, we have functions. Now, Excel has over 450 built-in functions. All Excel functions take in a predefined set of input parameters and return a value or a set of information. Some of the most common basic functions include sum, count, min, max, and rank. Just like formulas, all functions begin with an equal sign. When you type an equal sign and then begin typing the name of a function, a list of available built-in functions will appear, sort of as an auto-suggest list. You can select the one you want to use by using the arrow keys and then hitting Tab to complete, or you can just double click the one you want with your mouse. Once the function is entered, Excel will show you the parameters required for that function. Like formulas, you can use hard-coded values or cell references. I want to take a moment to go over some time-saving techniques. Oftentimes, you're going to want to use the same formula or function down a column or across a row. Rather than retyping the same thing over and over again, you want to fill down or across. There's a few different ways of doing this. One that works with both down and across is selecting the cell you want to copy and using the fill handle to drag the formula down or across. Another option is to select the cell you want to copy down and all cells below it that you want to copy to, and clicking Control-D. Or if you're going across, you can select the cell you want to copy across and all cells to the right that you'd like to copy to, and click Control-R. Finally, if you're filling down a column, you can also select the cell you want to copy and double-click the fill handle, and it will automatically fill down the entire column.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out our next video for how to use some common Excel functions. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new Excel lessons, tips, tricks, and shortcuts.